I am the shadow teacher, and just the other day had a rather interesting experience when I was at the gym. Now, a longer version of this story is actually on my other channel, my uncensored channel. So I'm going to give you the condensed version, but interesting theme. The gym, again, there's televisions up on the walls, and normally I do my best not to pay attention to the television, to stay in my zone. But an image on the screen grabbed my attention. I took a picture of it. It was just so profound. I couldn't believe what I was looking at. And it was an image of this news anchor, and behind them in the background was an inverted star, a pentagram, a sigil right there on this local news station in plain sight. And I did a long story on that. But what I want to share with you on this channel again is that the power of symbols, the power of our unconscious mind, and when we are absorbing something on a deeper unconscious level, but don't realize what it is or how it's driving us. And Carl Jung was known for dream analysis and looking into dreams and looking into unconscious drives. Sort of the Jungian belief is that we have different layers of consciousness. Our conscious mind, which is the mind we associate with our waking state, the conscious mind, or the mind we often associate of who we are, how we're engaging in the world. Below that, we have the unconscious, and the unconscious is made up of everything we've absorbed from our environment. All these, from our parents, from our environment, from generations before, all the layers of themes and stories, of beliefs that we've absorbed from everything we've experienced. And this is where a lot of our trauma lives, is in the unconscious. And Jung's belief, and mine as well, is that the unconscious is far more powerful than the conscious mind, and is actually the driving force of our conscious behavior. And below that, we have the superconscious, or what I would call our soul, our connection to something that is beyond, connection to God, the eternal part of our being. And Carl Jung believed this to be like a connection to a superconscious, or a connection to a collective unconscious. That this collective unconscious, this shared experience of all souls in the world, the acacia, if you will. And while our conscious mind, we engage with labels we call words. We have, when a baby doesn't come out of the womb speaking words, it has to be taught what a word means in language. And this conscious language is what we think is the deeper language of the soul, but Jung would disagree. He would say our soul, our superconscious and our unconscious, in fact, use the language of symbols and images. That the images and symbols have far greater meaning to us as entities than words do. Words can mean different things to different people, but these symbols, again, have something that's just understood on this soul level, on this superconscious level. And so, I mean, that's why beautiful poetry moves us, because it uses imagery. The words evoke imagery, and the words are so well at painting a picture of an image, of a symbol, of something that speaks to something deeper in our soul. than a word that's more abstract. And again, this language of the soul, again, when there's a symbol that's put there that we may not understand on a conscious level, something deep inside of us is understanding that symbol and participating with it. This is a little bit of how ritual magic and spells work when using the television, when you're using broadcasting, you're using imagery, and the imagery is accompanied with a story, and the story and the images together are intended to bring out emotion. But again, sometimes we'll have these occult images, these images in the story, or images that are just in the background that we're not associating in an immediate meaning, but our superconscious, our deep soul, is understanding them on a very deep, profound way. So when you dig into this, again, this is one of my passions, is just digging into symbology and understanding how this works and the intention behind this, because I value sovereignty and I want to be a sovereign being that has full agency over my life as much as I can. I know that's probably impossible to do completely, but when I can understand the mechanisms of how something is influencing me, I can choose at least then whether I want to participate or not. Because the intention with stuff like this is that you become an unconscious participant. You become part of a ritual without you even knowing. So that being said, I'm going to end this transmission. Be strong, be well, my friends, and I will see you on the other side.